Let's talk TV. So, this lighting is everything. This is really everything. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just let Mariah Carey's beauty lighting. Let's just bask in the glow a little bit, and we'll get to Mariah too, because you know she was on Empire this week, so we definitely have some things to say about her lovely appearance that she was never gonna have, but had. Anyway, so let's just get it started. It was a rush week for me. So we're in like the third episode of the season of every show, really, and rush week is a time where I decide what shows I'm gonna keep watching and what shows I'm just like gonna let go. So one of the shows I had to let go, you probably already figured out, was Notorious, but I'll get to that and more. And hopefully this video is gonna be 10 minutes, but you know how I get. So let's get started. On Monday, I watched Gotham on Monday. But you know what? I am interested in another show that's playing on Monday. I can't remember. Anyway, but you know what? Let's actually start with Sunday, because that's today, and I watched last Sunday, so we could talk about Secrets and Lies. I don't know if you guys are watching it. Watch it. If you are an avid mystery book person or you like psychological thrillers, Secrets and Lies is definitely for you. And if you haven't started watching it already, start from season 1. ABC, I believe, has it online that you can watch season 1. Season 1 starred Ryan Felipe from Cruel Intentions. That's one of my favorite movies. He's been in a plethora of other things since then, but that's always what I throw out to people. And he used to be married to Reese Witherspoon, so maybe that jogs your memory of who he is. But it's a great mystery. Juliette Lewis, legendary Juliette Lewis, it's a different role for her. She's usually playing like a flower child, or she's playing a misfit, or somebody of special needs. Didn't she play that in that special needs movie with Rosie O'Donnell? My Bus Ride with My Sister? On the bus with my sister? Something. And if you know, put it in the comments, because I might watch that. Yeah, put it in the comments and I'll do a video on it. But Juliette Lewis is playing this icy cold detective, and she's eating it. She's eating it. I'm loving that ABC has really become a place for these complex female characters, and it's really a place for them to grow. And it gives you interest instead of these two-dimensional characters that the other networks kind of have. So Secrets and Lies is definitely good, and it's a mystery that unfolds with every episode. It's hard for me. It's hard to watch episode by episode because I want to like hurry up, and I get really impatient. But it's definitely a great binge watch. If you're looking for something to just fill your day and watch, definitely Secrets and Lies. Check that out. On ABC, Sundays, I believe at 10 or 9. It comes on Sundays. Also, what comes on Sundays, speaking of Sundays on ABC, is Once Upon a Time. It's that fairy tale show where they have their own twist on every fairy tale. It's in its 6th season. It's a really successful show, and it's actually good. But now it's becoming Once Upon a Time and time and time and time again. It's really repeating itself. I'm tired of the characters making... One thing I look for when I watch a show is, after I've been watching a show and I've invested so much time in the show, like 6 years, I expect for the characters to start making different decisions and growing. I look for the characters to be in the same situation and not make the same choice that they made in season 1. And Emma Swan is like, she perpetually makes the same choices, which leads to the same storyline being told, which leads to me turning to a different channel. Because it's now it's just like a cameo of what fairy tale person are they going to put in this season? Like, that's really what it's become. What fairy tales? And now they're gonna have Aladdin in this season, and they have like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Dracula, and Cinderella's like a hooker. And it's just like, I'd rather watch The Simpsons, for real. So, Once Upon a Time, hopefully this is the last time that we'll have to endure one of those stories. But I definitely suggest watching the first few seasons, which are on Netflix, and you'll always hear me talk about Netflix, so definitely that $7, spend it. It'll be the best $7 a month that you spend. But yes, if you want to watch it, if you already have Netflix, go ahead and watch Once Upon a Time. Give it a watch. It definitely is a good watch. It's a really good show. It's been on 6 seasons. Its success is there. It's a show in time that we can remember and refer to. And now it just kind of needs to bow out gracefully while we still like it. Also on Sundays is Gotham. Gotham is a great show. Another show kind of like in the Once Upon a Time where it's fantasy-esque. I like it, and we were in episode 3. A lot of things happened. Little Bruce Wayne has a twin. That was probably cooked up by the Wayne Industries. So hopefully they're gonna go more into the Wayne Industry conspiracy storyline. I like that. That's really interesting, and that's also on Netflix. So definitely catch up on the first 2 seasons. It gets choppy at times, but stick with it. It's a really good show to where to start with Empire. Let's just start with Kitty. It was so funny because I saw an interview with Mariah Carey, and Mariah said that the reason that, because remember she was announced to be a guest star last season, and she said that she didn't want to do it because the character didn't have any depth, and it was just too much like her in real life, and she only wanted to come on Empire if she could play something with depth. I'm gonna find that interview, and I'm definitely going to hook you up with the link so that you also can see it and be like, I thought that. So she basically came on anyway and played Mariah, and she performed in a leotard in the studio in probably 60-degree weather, and wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed. And I love Jussie Smollett. Jussie, I love you, and we met, and you're a cool guy. I'm over Jamal's character. I'm just over his character altogether. I like the PTSD storyline. I'm just over. I just want him to go to rehab for these pills for at least like 4 episodes. Just like, I'm sick of him. I'm sick of Frida. But the more interesting performance though was Tiana and Romeo. Romeo was there. He was playing Romeo. So I guess this was like, you know what I've noticed in this episode? It was a lot of life imitating art. With Taye Diggs. Taye Diggs, I bet you acts like that in real life. That's the aura he gives, that's the persona he gives, you know, via his Twitter feeds and all of that. He acts like that. That's him. He's not acting right now. He's just like on set being Taye Diggs, called by another name. And Mariah was there being Mariah, called as another name. So it was a lot of life imitating art. And Lucius with the whole getting head in the office, demoralizing women, that's Terrence Howard. And it was so funny. What made that scene so uncomfortable for me is that, I don't know if you guys watched the Emmys, but he did an interview. I'm sorry, I thought I heard something coming. He did an interview, and Juliana asked his wife, does he bring his work home? And she said yes. He brings his work home a lot. Like, you know, like, not a yes, like, oh yes, he brings it. It was like yes, like a Tina Turner yes. Like look at, she was like, yes, yes. So when he was doing that, I just like saw the wife, and I was like, oh my God, you know, she probably got it that night. So that made it really uncomfortable to watch. They really have to be careful, I guess, especially with the way Hakeem came at him about hitting women when Exhibit hit his niece. It was like, I wonder if that spoke about Offset. You know what I mean? Because Terrence Howard has publicly admitted that he has hit women and that he has domestic violence, I guess, strikes, domestic violence accusations. I don't know the right terminology, but I don't really want to get into all that. I'm not a lawyer. But yeah, I wonder if they talk about, I wonder how people feel about that on set. Especially since, you know, Trey Byers, who plays Andre, and Grace Byers, who plays Anika, they're married. So I wonder how that dynamic works. But this is, and Anika had a great scene too, which she flipped the script and had two in the office. This is why I said Anika wouldn't have gotten killed off. Because there's just too much, you know, there's too much in that character. Ghost Rhonda is more interesting than Life Rhonda. I mean, if you want to be real. Ghost Rhonda, really, I'm like, ooh, go ahead, Ghost Rhonda. I never said that about real Rhonda until she showed up on that balcony and got herself killed. So Anika has too much in her, really, for that character to have been killed. Also, but back to Hakeem and Lucius's scene, that was definitely, I love the dynamic between those two, and that's why that's why I say send Jamal away a little bit, and give the other two a little bit more to do. Because I'm tired of Andre seeming crazy, and, you know, they could do so much more right now. Because I love the scene with Lucius and all the boys in the van. That was such a great scene. Lee, that was such a great scene. Danny Strong, that was an amazing scene. That was a great scene to have. And a lot of people are growing up like that. The millennials feel like that. So that was definitely a scene on Tuesday. And Empire, of course, if you're not checking it out, you're missing. Is Luke Cage. While we're speaking about why that Empire scene was a great, much needed scene, is we're seeing a lot of media wake up right now to that there's more people in this world than just Caucasian people. So, and you know, that's no disrespect to any Caucasian actors or anything. I've watched several movies and I love them. So, yeah, Luke Cage, again, $7 for Netflix. Pay for it. Netflix has some of the most amazing shows. You won't even need cable anymore. Like, you'll just be paying $7 to watch television. Luke Cage is such an amazing show. Right now I'm on the 4th episode, and it just gets better and better. Alfred Woodward is on it. Mike Coulter, who's been guest starring all around town, but I know him from The Good Wife. And Rosario Dawson, of course, and my man, I can't remember his name right now, but my man from House of Cards is in it as well, and it is just off the chain. Big ups to the production team, because it just authenticates Harlem and puts Harlem back in people's mind the way it was supposed to be and where it's come from. They've really dug deep into the roots of Harlem, and most of the series, as I believe, is shot right here in New York City, in Harlem. And it is a great show, and it's definitely a must watch. I'm definitely a keep. I'm definitely keeping that show. And as well as yeah, that's it, Luke Cage. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping that show. It's gonna be, that's good. That's a definite keeper. That's a keeper. And I'm gonna do another segment on maybe like online streaming shows as well, because those are definitely good to look at. Now we move to my favorite night to talk about, which is Thursday, and that's on ABC. You know what? Maybe I should become a spokesperson for ABC, because I watch a lot of TV on ABC. Even General Hospital. I watch General Hospital as well. How to Get Away with Murder. I'm not gonna go in order because I didn't watch it in order, but How to Get Away with Murder was amazing. Amazing. I just want to, so first off, we found out that it's two bodies. So, and the way that Bonnie and Oliver looked at each other, clearly there was some kind of altercation, and somebody wasn't supposed to be there, and they were there. So, I love how twisty and turvy How to Get Away with Murder gets sometimes. And the best part of How to Get Away with Murder is seeing Nate. They just, Billy Brown has just stepped up everybody's game. Every time I see him on camera, I have this urge to work out. So thank you, Billy Brown. You have really upped me up in the workout schedule. And what I like about Annalise is, and this is why I cut Notorious. The character is annoying. End of story. The storyline, it seems like it's going to be dated, and if it lasts the whole season, I'll be surprised, honestly. Once Scandal comes back, it'll be definitely a Notorious Who situation. Piper, I love you. This just isn't your role. It's just too. The ladies on this night are just too complex. Maybe on CW this would have worked. But Annalise, you never know. Like in this episode, she was so motherly and nurturing and maternal, and in others she's cutthroat and villainous and a bitch. But that is how women are. That is a realistic portrayal of a real life modern woman. I mean, you know what? For that, I gotta get some tea. Get my vintage tea set. Because when you talk about women in control and women of power and complexity like that, you have to sip tea from a vintage tea set. From Tiffany's. But yeah, you know, so I love that. She's a great character. I love Viola Davis, and I love the roles that she picks. And she's definitely somebody I really want to work with before I die. I want to. I don't even care if it's like a documentary on poverty. I want to work on it. Because I had to take another sip, because instead we weren't just talking about Annalise, we were talking about Viola Davis. So I had to take another sip for Viola. One was for Annalise, that one was for Viola. Piper, you don't get a sip. You don't get a sip at all. Who else gets a sip though is Meredith Grey. And Shonda Rhimes. Oh. It's tea. Tea from Tiffany's. Grey's Anatomy never disappoints. But you know what I found funny? Nobody's been nominated for an acting nomination from that show for a long time. And I think Miss Ellen Pompeo has paid her dues. Give her a nomination at least. Give her some kind of acknowledgement, because she does her thing every week. She's a real solid actress, and she's really the heart of that show. She's the heart of that show. And in this episode, Arizona returned. Jessica Capshaw, another great actress. She returned with no Callie, which I'm kind of happy for. I'm not gonna really miss Callie being. Well, I didn't. I was gonna sip the tea. But then I was like, no, I don't want to sip the tea because Arizona's strong. I love her, but she's not tea sipping strong. So yeah. So that was a good episode, and I loved how they brought Arizona back right now, because Alex is going through this kind of exile period, and Arizona really, their relationship has really been a changing point for the character of Alex, who went from being like a douchebag to being an endearing douchebag. And most of that was from his storyline with Arizona and their friendship. So bringing him back and having her caught in the middle of DeLuca, who is her roommate, and Alex, this man who she's been mentoring this whole time, really brought up a good dynamic. And if you haven't been watching Grey's, tune in again. Tune in. It's really coming back. It stopped being so extravagant, because it got to a point where like every season it was like a tornado, it was a plane crash, it was a robbery, it was a hostage, it was this, and it just got to be like, really, Grey's, it's a hospital, for crying out loud. You guys aren't SWAT team members. So it's really coming back to the heart, and it's awesome. It's awesome. But if hospitals and media rooms and courtrooms don't get you just in, I also watched The Flash on CW, which comes on Thursday as well, and The Flash is awesome. I'm a super comic book head. I love it. Superhero shows of the future. If you're not watching one, like I said, Luke Cage night thing. They like have a comic book a night now. The Flash was awesome. They're villain on that, but definitely check it out. It has some strong actors. My girl Vanessa Williams guest starred on it last season, so definitely check that out. that's really all for this week. I'll definitely catch you guys next week. I'm actually going to be replacing Notorious with Pitch, so I'll definitely have some reviews on Pitch for you guys next week. And have a good week. And remember, watch TV, look, listen, and I watch it so you don't have to. So if you have any suggestions, hit me up in the comic books, and I'll watch the shows, give you some good feedback on it, give you some reviews, blow by blows, and let you know. Follow me on Twitter at dstokes89. Follow me on Instagram at Real Stokes, REEL, and follow me on Facebook at Devin Stokes. Catch you guys later.